Hello and welcome to the video that will teach you how to enter a positive trip report, or a trip report where you actually did have landings. To start, click on Trip Reports in your navigation box. On this page, you get a list here of all of the trips that were entered for a given year, noted up here. You can go through previous years by clicking on the drop-down box and choosing your 2011 through 2013 data year. You can also search for a trip report, and you can clear that search, or you can modify the search through that box there. On the right, you're going to have a calendar similar to what you see in the negative reports page. You can scroll through next month, previous years, etc. When you click today, it goes back to today's month. And reports are indicated on this calendar with a green bar for negative reports and a blue bar for positive reports. You can see that right now I only have negative reports entered for 2014. The first thing you want to do, though, is click on Create New Trip Report. If you have watched the favorites video, you are ready to create a new trip report. To do so, you click on this bright blue Create New Trip Report button. This is your trip report screen. It's set up like your favorites menu in that at the top you have your trip header, which is the state, port, and vessel. In the middle you have your effort information, and then on the bottom you have the species information. If you have favorites set up, really the only things that you'll have to enter are date, fishing time, pounds, and dealer if you have more than one favorite dealer, and date sold. In this case, I'm going to say that my trip was on last Saturday, which happens to be February 22nd, 2014. You can use the calendar function, or you can type in the date yourself. If you double click in this box, it brings it to today's date. In the middle, this is where the effort information occurs. You can see that I had turned on the lobster pots and the fish pots for my given trip in my favorites, if you watched that video. So for my lobster pots, I'm going to say they were soaking for 4 days, but my fish pots were only soaking for 1 day. My gear quantity is the same as what I set up in my favorites. If I need to change anything in here for a single trip, I can do so. Say one day I only ended up hauling 35 pots. You can make that change, or anything. You can make any changes you want in this trip report screen, and it does not affect your favorites page. So then we move on to the species. This first column is very important. This effort number actually links back to the effort number here. You can see that effort 1 is my lobster pots, effort 2 is the fish pots. If you drop down for the effort menu, you can see you have 1 or 2. So you just need to code which species goes with which gear type. The program does help you out, and it actually lists each species twice, once under the first effort and the second time under the second effort. So you can either use these defaulted lists, or you can just go in and actually change the effort numbers on the first list of species. So my first effort was the lobster pots. So I'm going to say I caught 15 pounds and I placed it in my car. I did not sell any at the dock at this point. However, if I did, you can see that it does ask for price and market, category, and grade, as you would have been expected to fill out that same information on a dockside sales logbook. But in this case, I just put it in the car. And then with the fish pots, I caught 50 pounds of black sea bass, 200 pounds of scup. You can see that I am in to effort number 2 right here. They were sold to dealer. I just need to choose my dealer, whether it was Town Dock or Champlin's. This time they were both Town Dock. And then I just need to put in my date sold. One click in this date sold box brings up the trip date. You can then modify that date if you wish, if it was a different day that you sold the fish. Or if you double click in this box, it does put in today's date. And that's it. I'm done with this trip report. The trip report will only be saved with the species that have pounds associated with it. To save, you can either click F9 or choose Save and Complete. Once you save, it brings you to your confirmation screen. At this point, you want to certify that this is correct and that you approve the trip. And then you can review the trip here. This is your header information with the date, vessel, etc. And this is the effort and the catch information combined. So you have your lobster pots with the lobster catch, fish pots with the fish. Sold to dealers, you can check the pounds, you can check the dates. From this screen, you can either edit the trip, you can go directly to a new trip, you can print a confirmation page, or if you click finish, it goes back to this main screen. And now you can see that trip is now listed under my 2014 data. You can see the blue bar here. That indicates that a positive trip was entered for that day. To edit a trip, after you've saved it and gone back to the screen, you just click on the blue edit button and it brings you back to that trip report entry screen. If you need to delete a trip, you just click in this box here. And then you scroll down and click delete trip reports. From the screen, then you can always go back to create a new trip report. You can go back to your favorites if you need to edit the gear type, etc. And that's it. That's how you enter a new trip report. If you have any questions, please contact me. And thanks for watching.